The first step to improving your gameplay in Call of Duty or any other shooter is to analyze your gameplay. In order to get better, you have to find where your cracks are. You have to find out where you are bad and where you are good. You have to find out what your comfort zone is. You have to be able to analyze your gameplay, and you need to be able to feel comfortable practicing. Now, I've gotten some comments on my last video, my sort of why you can't improve at anything video. That was more of a motivational video, but either way, some people got kind of upset. They were saying that, oh, video games didn't used to be about improving or whatever, and tryhards are ruining gaming. No, people have always taken pride in getting good at things. It's just that now it's becoming a bit more normalized. Now, there have always been people that have been trying to get better at the video games they play. Whether it was my friend trying to get better at Smash Bros. Brawl before I'd come over to his house so he could kick my ass even harder for some reason, or me refining my base mechanics and trying to get just a little bit better at Modern Warfare every play session so that I can do a little bit better every play session. Some people derive enjoyment from improving, so before you come in here with that, you tryhards or virgins, go outside, some people like to get good at things. Not everybody is okay with being mediocre, not everybody is okay with being casual, and if you can't understand that, fine, it's not your thing. But talking down to somebody when they're trying to improve at anything, whether it's their body, a video game, an instrument, it just makes you look petty, insecure, and it makes me think that you don't improve very much at all, at like anything. So keep that negativity out of my comment section. Some people, they like to get good at competitive video games. I'm more of a casual competitive person. I like to do well, I like to get better, but I don't see myself on main stage anytime soon. I mostly stick to public matches and whatever I'm feeling like that day. I just don't want to do poorly at it. So one of the main keys to analyzing your gameplay is doing it in a safe space. I've mentioned this on this channel before. Play against your friends, play against bots. Even just shooting inanimate objects around a map can help you find some of your weaknesses. Do you rely too much on aim assist? Are you bad at snapping onto targets? Are you bad at drop shotting or jump shotting? Are you bad at sliding in for a kill? Are your grenade throws sloppy? I mean, the reason I mention those things is because I've struggled with all of them just in Modern Warfare's life cycle, but I've slowly gotten better as this game has gone on. But you see, Call of Duty isn't as much about mechanical knowledge as it is confidence. And in order to gain confidence, you need to see yourself succeed, and you need to find out where your limits are, where your weapons limits are, and how you should react to certain situations depending on what those— okay, that gets too complicated, never mind. Let's just focus on those two things, your limitations and your weapons limitations. So pick a weapon you want to get good at, and you're going to use it against bots on a variety of different maps. Now, today, for my warm-up session, I played 20 minutes against bots. I did 10 minutes on Cheshire Park and 10 minutes on Crash. And I decided to use my trusty M4 because I've decided at this point in the game it's not bad to have a main gun, a gun that I feel like I can confidently go to when I'm losing so that I might not lose. So either way, I like to warm up with this weapon. I want to know it inside out. I want to know where it will kill and where it won't. I want to know how slow it is. I want to find the perfect set of attachments for various maps and engagements. Basically, I don't want to just be good with the M4, I want to be good with a variety of M4 variants. But then it comes down to analyzing your gameplay and your faults. Are you bad at snapping onto targets? When you hit left trigger or if you do a right mouse click, what happens? Are you off target or are you on target? Are you aiming too high or too low, too left or too right? Do you like to have your sights already aimed in before you get into an engagement? If so, that can be really good to get ready for an opponent, but it might be really bad against a fast opponent. You can't always be ready for everything. You have to have some reactionary skill. Then your sensitivity needs to be brought into question. If it's too fast, it's going to be hard to land precision shots at a distance, at least on console. If it's too slow, then you're not going to be able to react to people at your left, right, or behind. So you want it to be reactionary but stable. So for me, it's usually a 4 to 5. I can whip around quickly, and I can control my aim, and that's all I need to be able to do. But I really do struggle with snapping on a target, and I do find myself mostly building my weapons for low recoil instead of ADS speed, and it's something I'm trying to sort of fix a little bit. I don't think ADS speed is everything, like some people do. Some people seem to build every gun to ADS as fast as possible. I don't feel like every gun should be used that way. But I have noticed I am pretty bad at snapping onto targets, and I'm really good at getting ready for targets. One thing I feel pretty good at is firing into aiming down sight. First start firing, then aim down sight. And this is why I love the Merc foregrip. It helps with recoil control, and it gives you a little hipfire bonus, which really helps with that hipfire to aiming down sight. Sometimes you don't need the fastest ADS speed, you just need to be able to pull your gun up and start landing shots as you start to acquire the target. So as you're acquiring the target's already been hit, is already being pressured, and is being stressed out a little bit. Doesn't always work, and usually outside of close range, this is kind of a bad idea. But if you stack a 1mW laser and a Merc foregrip on most high fire rate weapons, you can do this consistently, even outside of your comfort zone. Hipfire in Modern Warfare is pretty good. So the thing about bots in Modern Warfare is that they're surprisingly fast. Even recruit bots I feel like actually need a nerf. If I put a bot on recruit, it's because I want to warm up my aim. And it's sort of hard to warm up my aim in a sort of pressure-free environment when the bots are insane. They're really fast sometimes and it's very inconsistent, but at the same time, that helps you get ready for online multiplayer, so that's sort of a good bad thing. They're not great as recruit bots, I feel like they should be a little bit dumber, a little bit slower, but they will punish you, which is, you know, what's gonna happen online when you miss or screw up. So just know that it's still a pressure-free environment. It's just going to punish you if you start screwing up over and over again. Let me play this bit for my warm-up. This is me trying to use the Deagle, and I'm playing around with different attachments, trying to get it just right. And I feel like I really like the way Compensator makes the weapon feel more so than the longer barrel, and I think I do need laser sight, lightweight trigger, and a larger magazine. You can see me screw up here, and this is where I start to find the cracks in my gameplay. And this is an important thing to be able to do. Go against recruit bots and find out what you suck at. When you slide in for a hipfire kill, do you get caught on terrain and get screwed up and die? Do you miss when jump shotting or drop shotting? Are you bad at snapping onto targets? Are you bad at waiting for targets? Do you rely too heavily on aim assist, which is basically when you're just sort of fishing for the aim assist pull and you're not able to actually acquire the target naturally? Are you bad at tap firing and controlling recoil without a ton of recoil controlling attachments? But some things aren't your fault, like are you losing gunfights at a range because your bullet velocity isn't fast enough and people are just basically outrunning your bullets, giving you an inconsistent time to kill because you need to lead further in front of your target? These are things you have to analyze. You have to look at it completely lacking emotion. There's no passion you should be having in these private matches. You shouldn't be frustrated, you shouldn't be flustered, you shouldn't have anything tied up in the win or the loss. The losing doesn't matter. These are AI, they are not actually your enemy. And what fighting bots allows you to do is play the game, not the opponent. Everyone gets fixated on their opponents and what their opponents are doing. I do it all the time when I'm in the heat of an annoying game. The problem with that is you forget the game's mechanics. You stop paying attention to your centering, which is where is my hipfire reticle when I'm rounding a corner? Is it at head level, chest level? Head level's a little too high, a lot can go wrong there, they can drop shot you. So I like to aim like lower mid-torso area and keep your centering right. Do you have an escape route? Meaning, do you have cover nearby you can escape to if a gunfight goes sour? Are you reloading after every kill or reloading only when it's safe to do so? Are you holding down the trigger when you should be tap firing? Are you holding down the stick when you can just sort of let the recoil climb up to the head? These are things you can analyze against bots and against your friends. And again, low pressure environments. You want to get the game down first. Call of Duty is deceptively intuitive. Because it's so intuitive to control and shoot people, we feel like we're masters at it and then it's our opponents that are the frustrating part. No, sorry. You probably don't have a lot of muscle memory. You don't have that instinctual comfort with a set of weapons. Yeah, using one or two weapons all the time is boring, but it's really a good idea to have two main weapons. Just like in any video game, it's good to have a standby. It's good to get good with something that you can guarantee your goodness with. Is that too hard to understand? I hope not. At the end of the day though, video games are meant to be fun. If what I'm describing sounds stressful, then maybe improvement isn't for you. And I don't mean that in a negative way. Maybe you're just not a sweaty COD player. You have different things in your life, different priorities. There is fundamentally nothing wrong with that. But you gotta remember, if you want to get better and you want to improve, but it sort of sounds stressful, just know that if your priorities are capable of being about getting better at a video game, honestly, you have a good life. You might think, well, my life is really shitty and it's my only form of escapism. If you have a form of escapism, your life isn't that bad. I'm not trying to analyze your life. What I'm trying to say is, it's a video game. So if your goal for the day is to get better at a video game, if your goal for your play session is to get better at a video game, that's kind of a privilege to be able to do so. It's a very first world issue to suck at Call of Duty, so the fact that you're able to rectify it, just know that it's a privilege. It's a game. It's supposed to be fun at the end of the day. Now, just because a video game is fun doesn't mean you're never going to yell at it. That's a childish way of thinking. Video games are frustrating. Losing is annoying. Anyone who says that you have an anger issue if you get mad at a video game, their heart's not in it. I'm sorry. That's my hot take of this video. Really, you're gonna get frustrated and games are going to make you turn off your console. I mean, I've had friends that don't yell, they just go from playing the game to suddenly they have left the party, I text them and they've turned off their Xbox. They don't rage, they don't throw a fit, they just turn off their Xbox. So there are lots of ways to rage in real life. So just know that if you are struggling, hop into a private match, build muscle memory, and find your weaknesses. Like, okay, here's a couple of mine. I'm bad at snapping out of targets, and I sort of have a reliance on suppressors. Especially with Modern Warfare, any sort of muzzle flash sort of throws me off because of how many guns I put monolithic suppressor on. It's my crutch, but I kind of own up to it. There's no reason to not have it on a gun. It increases my damage range, it hides me from the compass, it hides my vapor trails. There's no reason to not use it. And yes, vapor trails and tracers are not the same thing. Suppressors hide vapor trails, only select things in this game hide tracers. I know that. I also know that I struggle with 30-round magazines in Modern Warfare. Even though the time to kill is very fast, if I flank 3 opponents, I want to be able to kill them and still have ammo left over in case there's a 4th. If I'm at a long distance, I'm going to be using more rounds to take somebody out, so if I want to use, let's say, the M4 outside of its effective range, I want a 60-round mag, so at least I have more lower damage rounds to hit somebody with. Hip firing and aim down sight is my preferred way to win a gunfight, so I love the Merc foregrip, and I will usually accompany that with an aim down sight speed stock, so I get some recoil control, hip fire bonuses, and then I get a nice boost to my aim down sight speed with the stock. Then throw on a monolithic suppressor, a longer barrel, and a large magazine, maybe get rid of the long barrel or a Merc foregrip, and put on an optic depending on the gun, depending on the map. If the map has bad visibility, I know I want a 1x reflex. If the map has a lot of long lines of sight, I might want a hybrid sight. It's sort of up to you to decide where your weaknesses are and what makes you comfortable as a player. And if all you're doing is jumping into TDM, 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 domination, TDM, kill confirm, domination, TDM, you're not going to learn. You're not going to be able to analyze your gameplay as well as you can in a low pressure situation. You think you're really good at Call of Duty, okay? I want you to then take a Car 98 and go in a private match and see if you can quickscope bots. And every time you miss, ask yourself why. Did you go too left, too right, too low, or too slow? All getting good at quickscoping is muscle memory. It's playing constantly. It's working on your centering and getting the timing down of when you hit left trigger and when you hit right trigger. It's something I'm not great at, but it's something I know I can get good at because I know how this works. But I decided that I want to work on my AR game. In Call of Duty, I'm an AR player, and that's what I like to do. Whether it's the M4 in Modern Warfare, the Type 25 in Black Ops 2, the KN-44 in Black Ops 3, I like a versatile rifle that sort of excels at least one thing. But I encourage you, I implore you, go drop shot some bots. Go jump shot bots, go slide shot bots, go snap onto bots, go get ready for bots, go camp against them. Work on aiming at the head, work on your centering, work on that over and over again in a private match. And by over and over again, I mean maybe 20 minutes a day, just so you are increasing your muscle memory. Maybe you don't feel like playing Call of Duty online. You don't want to deal with the frustrations of getting RPG'd and C4'd and flashbanged into oblivion while just trying to enjoy a game of Hardpoint. Okay, maybe so, but you can still improve. You can still analyze your gameplay and find out your faults. There is nothing better than fighting an easy CPU in any game and going, oh shit, I'm really bad at X mechanic. So if you made it to this point in the video, put the word Arizona in your comment and let me know if you guys want me to do a video on mindset. Because I used to do these a long time ago, but I would love to talk about it again. I've talked about why you're not improving. I've talked about in this video sort of how to improve and how to gain confidence in Call of Duty more specifically. But the next one is my biggest weakness as a player, as a gamer, as a person, and that is the mentality when playing the game. That video will be all about counterplay and all about looking at your opponents in a different light. It's something I'm trying to work on doing, so the video will be from a perspective of somebody who doesn't actively do it yet, but is slowly working on changing up my mindset. So let me know if you guys want to see that video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like rating and share this video with your friends. If I reiterated things too much, let me know. I just wanted to pound my point home, but this video might be able to have been shorter. I'm not sure. Again, I guess I'll have to analyze my mistakes. See you when I see you guys. Goodbye.